Now, what about what about time? How do you find time to do that? Did that replace other ways that you were prospecting? Did you look at it as, how do you
Initially,
find
I
it?
was doing it at night or early
Okay.
in the morning. I mean, I would spend a lot of hours. It was not easy. If anyone tells you it's really easy, they're lying. I dedicated a lot of after work hours to that.
Hmm.
And then once the leads started coming in, once the registry started coming in, I realized that it's actually prospecting time. When you start getting a lot of leads coming in, and I was getting at one point anywhere between, I could have a day where on average I would get 4 or 5 potential buyers register on my site, sometimes 8 to 12 buyers. When you have that much activity, that's prospecting. So anything that you do that brings you all of these leads, you have to consider prospecting time. So I would literally set it on my schedule as prospecting. And I stopped doing the things that I dislike to do, like knocking on doors and
Okay.
doing cold calling and things like that. And I replaced that with this because it was working for me.
And more consumers were trusting the internet as a
Mm-hmm.
source of information. Uh, the great thing about that is, you're right, it's prospecting, but it's not, it's investing in your prospecting system, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a system, because once you build it, it's automatic.
It's there,
It's there
exactly.
and it just works, and that
Mm-hmm.
content works, and it just builds, and it starts to pull in. Um, that's so you did that for a while, and then at what point did you decide to move into the community? Because as you know, I just sat down with Ted, and he's the community guy. He says go watch Shawshank Redemption and see what Red does, and he
Mm-hmm.
says it's funny. He says you got to talk to Irina because she didn't want to be the community person. That's not your style, but
No, no.
so what
I,
happened? So why did
I,
you why did you branch off to that?
Good question. I am totally about business. I'm here to sell real estate. And that's what I always said, and I would always have fun about that. And I said, you know what? People come to me because I'm really good at what I do. I can
Hmm.
sell their home. I love strategizing. I love working with home buyers, home sellers. I love my community, but I don't sell the community. I mean, I do, but I don't. I mean, they come to me for my skills in selling their homes. Why did I start 365 Things to Do? Because I'm very competitive by nature. And
You
here's
didn't
what
want somebody
and
else to
here's
do
what
it?
happened.
Uh-huh.
Dustin Luther, it's all his fault,
Okay.
came over. We went out to lunch one day, and he said, have you seen Dale Chumbley do his 365 things? And I said, yeah, I mean, he's amazing. I don't know who in their right mind would write a post every day. That seems absolutely crazy. And he's like,
He'll be
well,
the first to admit
he
that that was
says,
crazy.
yeah, he says, you know what? I said, I think you should do it in Pasadena. And I just looked at him and said, Dustin, you're totally out of your mind. It's not happening. I just do not have time. I mean, it's crazy. I'm crazy busy. And he says, well, that's okay. And he knows me pretty well. He says, well, that's okay. You don't have to do it. Someone else will. I came home that night and literally wrote my first post, and I have
Uh-huh.
been doing, thankfully, 365 Things to Do in Pasadena is over. We've done 365 posts, a post a day for 365 days, just celebrated, yay!
Congratulations.
And now we're
Yeah.
just putting a post here and there, but it was an extremely rewarding experience. And I've
Tell me
met
about that.
so many community people. First of all, just personally, from a family perspective, we're so used to going to the same places. It made me think twice before we'd go out and eat. It made me think twice about, well, what does
What
Pasadena have
else
to
is out
offer?
there?
What's out there that I haven't really explored? And it
Mm.
was just so much fun, just personally enriching. But then it almost within, I would say, 60 days or so, um, community, different restaurants, different theaters, different business owners started reaching out and saying, "Oh, we saw your 365 things to do. Would you mind doing a feature on us? Would you mind? I'd love to meet you. Or I've been reading
Yeah.
about this." And it's interesting to this day. Sometimes I go someplace and I'm not as, I'm a little more behind the scenes. Dale is always in front of the camera and stuff. I'm a little camera shy, but when people find out that I do 365 things, or people started, it took a while. Only now am I getting phone calls from potential buyers and sellers that have been following me on 365 things. And people say, you know, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have done this on Mother's Day. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have known about such and such activity. It's so rewarding to hear that. It's really, it connected me to a lot of people. It's been a great experience. Would I do it again? I'd have to think about it.
Yeah.
It was very time consuming. It was a difficult project.